Here's what you're missing over at patreon.com/Addressing Gettysburg.
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg.
Spotlight on Charlie Fennell. A lot of people, when we started doing the Spotlight On series, I got a few emails from people saying, are you going to do one with Charlie? And, when you ask, when you send in an are you going to do or are you going to have so-and-so on, the answer is always yes. If it were up to me, I would have everybody on to do everything and, whatever, but, the guest still has to say yes. Luckily, Charlie's a sport and he's been very supportive of what we do here by his presence alone, really. And so he said he would do it, and here he is. So we're talking today with Charlie about Charlie, which is Charlie's favorite subject, I think, right?
Yes, it's kind of reflective. Hopefully I'll get the answers right.
Yeah. Well, there is no wrong answer.
Oh, good. Good.
And there are stupid questions, though. Good. We do have stupid questions here. Okay. We allow them. All right. So, Charlie, tell me, let's start with the basic stuff. Okay. Where were you born?
I was born in a little town called Ford City, Pennsylvania. It's north of Pittsburgh on the Allegheny River. It was created by Colonel Ford, who built a large glass plant there called Pittsburgh Plate Glass.
Okay.
So it was I guess established in 1886, a little before my time, but I think that's when it was, 1886. So it's post-Civil War. Yeah.
And did you grow up there, or were you just born there? Okay.
I grew up there. Yeah, I went to school there.
What was life like growing up there for a young Charlie Fennell?
I guess it was fun. I didn't have too many issues. We played a lot of Army. I remember that.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah. In those days, you could play Army.
Yes. And you could buy guns without the orange tips.
That's right. You could.
Yes.
That's exactly right. Well, I had an arsenal. There.
Oh, yeah, me too.
We'd run around and shoot at one another. Maybe that's why I am today. I shot too many times by imaginary bullets.
Right. And you get those arguments. I got you. Go down. No, you didn't.
You missed me.
I ducked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's like, no, I had you in my sights.
Yeah.
It's like my word against yours.
Yeah. So it was fun. We played in the summer. We'd play some kind of ball. We'd play stick ball because we didn't have real balls, so we used felt from the glass plant.
Really?
And a broomstick.
And so the felt, what, you would make it into a ball?
Yeah, you make it into a cube.
A cube.
Yeah, and we had two-man teams. And we'd go out and play in the schoolyard.
Right.
And we played so much and so often that we wore out the grass. Nice. So there was a brown spot for the batter and a brown spot for the pitcher and a brown spot for the outfield.
That's awesome.
And I went back for a reunion a few years back, and the brown spots weren't there, but they planted trees where they were. So no one could play stickball anymore.
God forbid kids have fun nowadays.
That's right.
So what kind of a kid were you? I imagine you were kind of a pisser, as they would say.
I was excitable. I looked at some of my elementary school report cards, and the thing that stood out to me was works quietly.
Oh.
And I would usually get a U, which was unsatisfactory, and it got to the point where it was a red U because the black U just wasn't good enough.
I wasn't getting the message across.
It wasn't getting the message across.
So wait a second. So you worked quietly?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't work quietly. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, yeah that I believe.
Yeah.
And so, what would you do that was so disruptive?
Well, I would probably talk to people next to me. I was very social. And
yeah, I do that.
If not, I would, when I was done with whatever we had to do in our seat work, and I'd get out a piece of paper and draw a battle on it, Probably I was going...
right.
I was a little disruptive to around me. But,
and then, because that's the way I was in school, and then later on in my adulthood, when I was done with school and I got into the workforce, and I remember my first job was at an office, and all my office mates loved me being there because, in the middle of the day, I would just break out into song, and they would, it would either be pertinent to. I have this ability, I have a very vast knowledge of popular music from the 1950 up to about 80, maybe 90, and then after that, everything kind of starts sucking. And so like my father's friend was a DJ years ago, like a radio DJ. And I remember one time before I moved back here, we all came down and we were sitting around after dinner just enjoying the sunset, talking, having a couple of beers, and we started playing Name That Tune, and he went through his music library on his phone, and he'd play something. It would be between me and my dad who lived through the music he was playing, and me who just loves the music that he was playing, and I kicked my dad's ass. Yeah, and so like when I worked at the office, somebody would say something that might also be a line in a song, and I'll immediately like sing the next line or something like that. And, or I would just get bored because sitting behind a computer doing office work is mind numbing stuff. And I have to be, engaged. So I would just start singing or doing something. And I never got rid of that, because that was my problem in school. And that's why I have to work for myself, because I can't not disrupt. So did you get over that eventually, or are you still disruptive in that manner? Do you still get used on your report card?
I got old.
You got old.
Settled down a little bit.
Yeah.
I still was always, prone to be conversational.
Right.
And,
you're an outgoing guy.
And movement, I just couldn't sit still. A lot of times they make me stand.
Yeah.
Because I was rocking in my chair.
Really?
Oh, my God.
See, today they drug you up.
Oh, I would have been drugged.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was ahead of my time.
Yeah.
I could have been sedated.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's it. And
but imagine the loss that would be to the Gettysburg world if you were drugged back then, because it might have sent you on a trajectory where you wouldn't have even gone for this.
Probably not, yes.
Or if you did, you would be boring.
Oh my God.
Could you imagine?
No, I
can't imagine.
I'd have to run away from home.
So what was high school like for you?
High school was pretty cool. I was in the band. I started playing an instrument, played trombone. I was at a parade once. I think I was in third, fourth grade, and I went down the street, and I saw the trombones got to stand in the front of the band. And in front of them were the majorettes. Okay, so I decided to be a trombone player.
Makes sense.
And I still play trombone, by the way. But anyway, that kept me busy.
Yeah.
And in the band, you meet a lot of different people because, if you're in let's say you're in eighth grade, you just hang with eighth graders. But you got in the band, and you got all the way up to high school.
Yeah.
And so it expanded my my acquaintances.
Sure.
Along those lines, and I enjoyed that tremendously. There, I ran track for a while and found out I was just going in a circle, wasn't getting anywhere, so I quit that.
It was a road to nowhere.
Yeah, it was a road to nowhere.
It was a road to where I started.
Yeah, and so, but other than that, mostly my high school career was involved in music and going to class and trying to stay out of trouble as best I could.
So I bet you a lot of people listening did not know that you're a tromboner, and you continue to play in a band.
I do.
And you guys do concerts. It's not just for fun. You do concerts.
Yes, we do.
A lot of people don't know this, but Charlie is the trombonist in Chicago.
Now the trombonist in Hanover.
Hanover. I never heard of that band.
No, you won't either.
What is the band in Hanover that you're in?
Well, I'm in the Lyric Band of Hanover. It's an organization been around for 90 years.
What is it called? The Lyric Band?
Lyric Band. We don't have lyrics, but we call ourselves the Lyric Band.
Right. Okay. Because that's the one thing you're missing.
Yes, lyrics.
Lyrics.
So we have to lip sync the national anthem
while you're playing trombone. That's tough.
That is tough.
I mean, the drummers can do it.
That's right. We're ambidextrous. But anyhow, I play in that, and that's been my wife plays as well, so that makes it easy for logistics.
Sure.
Yeah, and then we both play in the Hanover Symphony.
Okay. What does she play?
She plays clarinet.
Clarinet. Okay.
She does.
Did you meet in the band?
We did a clarion.
A clarion, okay. Yeah. We haven't gotten there yet.
No, we haven't gotten to college yet. That's a long story.
Yeah. What, college is a long story?
It's a long story.
How you got into it or college itself?
How long I was there.
Oh. Okay, well, so then high school's over.
Yes.
And what, you go right to clarion?
No, I wanted to be an engineer. For some reason I was
driving
good
the
at math.
train.
Yeah. That's what I thought it was, but it was all about math. And I was pretty good at math. It came easy for me, but
really?
I went to Villanova to be an engineer, and I was there for a year and figured out I don't like engineering. I kept going to the library and getting history books out, so I decided to transfer. I went to Frostburg State College. For no other reason, this friend of mine was transferring there too, and he says, "Look at this." And then we looked, and there were 7 girls to 1 guy. I said, "Sign me up." I couldn't wait to get on the bus. You know.
Isn't it amazing what motivates a young man?
Well, you got to figure I went to Villanova the year after it became co-ed.
Okay.
So the year before it was co-ed, the first time ever.
Yeah.
And then second year, and of course, there was 10 guys to 1 girl.
Right, yeah.
So I've been to heaven and hell. I know the difference. And there I studied history and of course, concentrated on American history and the Civil War. And I decided maybe I want to do something with that. So then I went to Clarion for my master's.
Okay.
And that's where I met my wife.
And was she going for her master's?
No, she was undergrad.
Undergrad. So you robbed the cradle.
I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I have to have someone to take care of me when I don't know who I am.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm looking for 30-year-olds.
There you go. I mean, good luck with that.
Yeah,
They're out there. They're out there.
They are, but they don't like me.
Yeah, well, anyway, don't wait too long.
I'm not waiting. They're waiting.
They're waiting. And then from there, I decided to go on for my PhD, and I went to West Virginia University.
So you are Dr. Charlie Fennell.
Yes, I hide it well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely do.
I do, yes.
And okay, so how long did that take you then to go through that whole process?
Well, I started in 71.
Okay.
You know, that was my freshman year, 71, 72. And I finally completed all the paperwork for the dissertation in 92.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I wasn't in college.
Yeah, the whole time, sure.
I was, I got out, you know, I was.
So when you get your bachelor's, what'd you do? Go right to your master's?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I went right in.
And then you got your master's, then you started working.
I went to get my PhD. I did have a year off between my undergrad and my master's, and I bartended.
Okay.
That's what I did.
You'd be a good bartender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd close the bar, throw them out, and then I'd start drinking.
Yeah. Good bartender for yourself.
Well, yeah, I had to be able to get to sleep, you know.
Yeah. So, okay, so you do that for a year, and then you go back for your master's. How long did it take you to get your master's?
2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
Then you start working.
No. Well, in a sense, I did because I was a graduate teaching assistant at West Virginia University.
Okay, but you're working on your PhD at this point,
Right?
But so why did it take you till 92?
Family came along, you know,
Right.
and
So it got interrupted. I just did to you.
Yeah, well, for about 5 years, I was there doing coursework and so forth, and then we moved out here,
Yeah.
and I was still finishing the dissertation.
What was your dissertation?
That was on the attack and defense of Culp's Hill, the Battle of Gettysburg.
And you see, ladies and gentlemen, a seed is planted.
Oh my gosh!
Because he is the Culp's Hill guy now.
I guess.
So
I know where it is,
which is more than 90% of the people who come here. So
that's true.
That's good. So okay, so then you do it on the attack and defense of Culp's Hill. So I'm assuming this is a PhD in history.
Yes.
Okay. How long did you? So wait, now where were you living at the time?
I started out in West Virginia.
Where in West Virginia?
Well, we were living in Morgantown.
Morgantown. Okay.
My wife was teaching at Anna Jarvis, which is in Grafton.
Okay.
Good Civil War town, you know.
Okay.
And she was there, and so she was there, and then I started coming out here because I became a guide. Somehow that process happened in the meantime.
Somehow.
Yeah, I was like other people who became guides. I never knew guides existed. I was here in 1964 and never saw one.
Right, okay.
You know, and I didn't use a guide. We went around and saw the high points and the low points. I got a canon and a book, and I was a happy camp. You know, there. And then my mother-in-law is the one that hooked me in. She sent me an article that they were advertising for guides at Gettysburg.
Oh.
And they had the test date and all that. And so I sent in, you know, and they sent me a little packet, you know, with a reading list and some sample questions and things like that. So while I was still working on my PhD and going to classes, I started to try and study for the guide exam.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then in December of '84, I took the test.
So while you're working on your PhD,
yes,
you decide to study for the guide exam.
I did.
Back then,
yeah.
What year did you say? 84?
84 is when I took the test.
Back then, what was the process like to get the exam or to get the license?
Well, pretty much the same as it is now. It's a little different today. But then you took the test.
Yeah.
Okay, which I did. And you had to score 75 or above. And then...
What'd you score? Do you remember?
Yeah, I think it was 75.
Yeah.
Listen to the rest of this interview and dozens like it, support the show, and get early access to special episodes, early and discounted ticket sales, and more. The second lieutenant level and above gets access to all monthly Patreon episodes. So please go to patreon.com/addressinggettysburg, choose a tier, and join. And I thank you in advance.